It's 105.9 The Mountain, Blades and Crystal, and one of our good buddies is in the studio with us today. Jeff Tacy's with us. Jeff, how are you, buddy?
I am doing wonderful, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Hey, we are almost as excited as you are about this new venture you've got. Tell us a little bit about what you got going, man.
Well, you know, it's an interesting story because you guys know that I own Franny's Farm and Franny's Pharmacy, and, you know, we have Franny's Distribution and Franny's Manufacturing, and all those companies have employees and customers.
Yeah.
Right.
And with the pandemic hitting, you know, obviously we were not deemed an essential business, so we had to close up for a little while.
Right.
I saw that as an opportunity to figure out some different methods to protect my employees and my customers for when we did reopen. So I started doing some research and figured out that there's some technology out there that's pretty cutting edge, and it's using a fogging system to sanitize.
Neat.
And it's great because, you know, it's a non-toxic, non-chemical, it's a odorless solution that will kill 99.9% of germs, bacteria, and viruses.
Wow. So just like how you would fog your house for fleas, per se, you can fog for viruses.
That's exactly right.
Neat.
And we're just not seeing it. Originally, I wanted to hire a service, but guess what? The service doesn't exist.
Didn't
here.
exist, yeah.
Wow.
So I figured, why not just create the service myself? And that was where SaniSafe Pro was founded and
Nice.
born from.
Now, tell me a little bit about the differences in your process then. Like when we see some sanitizing going on here at the studio, you know, I got to admit, some of it ends up kind of being sticky and kind of all over the place. But this is different. Your program's different, right?
It is, you know, with the more of your traditional type sanitizing chemicals and products that you see out there, you're constantly reapplying them.
Yeah.
And you're right, you know, it gets a little bit abrasive on the skin. It's rough on the lungs because it's pretty strong chemicals. With the fogging system, it's very unique because when it hits a surface, it will stay there and be effective for anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks.
So we're always spraying the Lysol and having to do that multiple times a day. With yours, it just keeps working.
That's correct. And even after multiple points of contact, if you were to touch it with your hands or anybody else, you know, it just has a protective layer that will continue to kill all the germs and bacteria and viruses.
Incredible.
Yeah, it is. Now, we're talking to Jeff Tacy. His new venture is happening right now, and we are really happy that you're a part of the family here at Asheville Radio Group and getting the word out about this. Tell everybody about the businesses that you can work with. You can work with just about any kind of business with this program, right?
We can work with businesses and residences. You know, a lot of people are pretty scared to come out of their homes because they know that they're going to bring germs and bacteria back into their house. So before we went live on air, we were having a conversation about a mold treatment that we're doing today in a 100-year-old historic house.
Yeah.
And the poor homeowner there is having respiratory problems, and even her dog is having skin conditions because of the mold. But besides that, you know, we can go into pretty much any type of business. It could be retail. It could be any office-type setting. I even use it in my distribution center and my manufacturing facilities because I have employees in there.
.105.9 The Mountain, it's Blades and Crystal. We're talking to Jeff Tacy from SaniSafe Pro.
Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, man.
Yeah, well, our website is SaniSafePro.com. You can go in there. We have lots of good information. All of our EPA data can be found on our website. Obviously, we've got an information box you can fill out. We're happy to come out and give you a little demo and show you what it would cost. And the interesting thing is that I think there's this perception that the service is expensive. And I just want to dispel that myth because we can come in and sanitize an average size space in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Neat. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there is about a 30 to 40 minute drive time, so we would do it before your employees showed up for work or after hours. And, you know, average home is around $100. That's $100 a month.
Wow.
Average business is anywhere from $150 to $200 a month.
And you just said that it lasts for more than just one time. Like, it lasts for 30 days.
Yes. We're scheduling appointments to come back between 3 and 4 weeks. You're saving all that time and money of having your employees and buying products, sanitizing that's not as effective.
So it will be no different than paying for pest control.
Exactly.
You're killing a different kind of pest here.
That's a great analogy. It's just a pest that you can't see.
That's right.
Well, you know, Crystal and I were looking at the list of things that that your program will take care of, and it's unbelievable. There's always been such gaps in, it'll take care of this, but not this, not that. the list is unbelievable of what you can take care of and sanitize and make sure that's not going to be around in these buildings, right?
That's correct. And I mean, right now we're dealing with COVID-19. And before that, it was SARS. And before that, it was bird flu. And,
And we were just dealing with something that we don't even know.
Yeah,
our doctor was like, I don't know what you had, but it was some sort of bacterial infection, they said. And it was on the list right here.
We were going to call Jeff right away. Absolutely.
Then the most common one is just your common influenza. This is an annual reoccurring virus that we see every year. It kills tens of thousands of people every year. And, if people start to pick up on the fact that, there's better ways to keep it at bay and keep it under control, I think we can actually have an impact on the infection rate,
So don't forget to check out the website. It's SaniSafePro.com, SaniSafePro.com.
Yep, and it's a new age, new protocols, new time in business. And if you want to get out there on the cutting edge, Jeff's the guy to talk to. Jeff, thanks so much for being with us, man.
It's always fun to come to the studio and see